Balrampur Chinni Mills Limited. Balrampur Chinni Mills Limited was one of the many sugar mills with poor to tepid performance in the 70s and early 80s. There was very little noteworthy about the company. Meenakshi Saraogi took charge of the operations of the mill in early 1980s while her husband looked after the finances and the head office in Kolkata. Meenakshi Saraogi, the homemaker turned businesswoman, transforms a single factory into a coveted sugar empire. Over 28 years, she transformed Balrampur Chinni from a single factory that crushed 1,600 tons of sugarcane a day into a 10 million empire with a total capacity of 77,500 tons today. It is one of the most efficient sugar producers. The balance sheet is the least leverage of the top sugar manufacturers. Balrampur Chinni is a tale of Saraogi's metamorphosis from homemaker to sugar baroness. She was a feisty lady who passed away in 2020. She continued to be actively involved in running the factory still in advanced age. Before we bring you the story of a truly remarkable journey, we urge you to like and share this video and subscribe to our channel. Also, please make sure to press the notification bell. History. Founded in 1975 and headquartered in Kolkata, Balrampur Chinni Mills Limited is one of the most efficient and lowest cost sugar producers in India. The Balrampur mill is located in an area with an abundance of sugarcane, which the company uses to produce sugar and molasses. The mill is also situated near the bank of river Rapti, providing reliable source of water for the company's operation. It was not always so. When Meenakshi Saraogi took over the company, it faced a serious cane shortage as the farmers did not grow sugarcane in that year. Meenakshi Saraogi literally went from farmer to farmer and assured them that she will buy all the cane in the vicinity and ensure timely payments. It is today one of the very few companies which does not have any cane arrears. Today, the farmers in the areas where the company's mills are located have a high degree of trust in Balrampur Chinni Mills Limited. The company has been able to take advantage of the local sugarcane crop and produce sugar and molasses at a lower cost than its competitors. The mill's location has helped the company to become one of the largest sugar producers in India. Thanks to the mill's efficiency and low operating costs, the company is one of the most profitable sugar company in the country. It is one of the first sugar companies in the country to diversify its business from sugar to distillery and cogeneration. With deep and profound sectorial understandings, the company's innovative approach to manufacturing has enabled it to successfully create a wide range of co-products ranging from molasses, alcohol, ethanol and bagasse to power generation, and it is now transforming into an energy company from a sugar company. With a rich history and a commitment to sustainable practices, Balrampur Chinni Mills Limited is poised for continued growth in the years to come. Sugar industry in India. It is estimated that sugar was initially made in India during the 4th and 6th centuries by cutting sugarcane into pieces, crushing the pieces by weight to extract the juice, and then boiling it to crystallize. These crystals were called sarkara, meaning gravel in Sanskrit. The word sugar is a derivative of sarkara. The larger lumps were called khand, from which the English word candy is derived. Therefore, it is from India that the art of making sugar went to Persia and subsequently to the world over. Although sugarcane was being grown in India from time immemorial and sugar was produced in lumps during the 4th century, there was no sugar industry in India till 1904. The first sugar plant was set up at Saran in Bihar in 1904. The sugar industry in India has undergone a major transformation over the past centuries. In the early days, sugar production was mostly confined to a few states in the country. However, with the introduction of new technology and better irrigation facilities, sugar production has now spread to almost all the states in India. This industry is now one of the most important industries in the country. It employs millions of people and contributes significantly to the country's economy. The sugar industry in India has also been able to benefit from the growing demand for sugar in the international market. India is now the world's second largest producer of sugar and is also one of the largest exporters of sugar. The sugar industry in India is expected to grow even further in the coming years. This will be driven by the growing demand for sugar in the international market as well as the increasing population in the country. The sugar industry plays a vital role in the Indian economy and employs millions of people. With the growing demand for sugar in the international market, the industry is expected to grow even further in the coming years. Competition. The sugar industry in India is a highly competitive one with major players vying for market share. Balrampur Chinni Mills, EID Parry and Bajaj Hindustan Shri Renuka Sugars are all leading sugar manufacturers in India, each with a unique product portfolio and competitive advantage. Balrampur Chinni Mills is one of the largest integrated sugar manufacturing companies in India. The company has a diversified product portfolio that includes sugar, molasses, alcohol and power. The company has a wide network of dealers and distributors across India. The company has a strong brand brand identity and is a trusted name in the sugar industry in India. Balrampur Chinni Mills has a strong presence, particularly in the northern states of India. Over the years, the company has invested in their manufacturing units, and that resulted in high distilling capabilities that help them generate much larger profits than its competitors. While distilling revenue is around 20% of the total revenue, when it generates almost 50% of the profits. And because of this high generation capacities, this company has no cane dues, pays farmers on time, and enough profits for expanding that resulted in low debt of the company. The company has a diversified product portfolio that includes sugar, molasses, alcohol, and power. The company is also engaged in the production of ethanol and has a power generation capacity of 60 megawatts. Balrampur Chinni Mills is one of the largest sugar manufacturers in India and has a strong market presence. EID Parry turnover is much larger as it includes the turnover of nutraceuticals and crop protection divisions. The sugar, distillery and cogeneration segments turnover for the financial year 2022 was about 4,200 crores and net profit was 152 crores. Company's competitive advantages. The company's operations have been helped by the mill's location. Balrampur is one of the largest sugarcane producing districts in Uttar Pradesh. The company has a long history dating back to the early 20th century. The company has several competitive advantages, including its size, its experience, and its relationship with growers. The company has been continuously expanding its business by acquiring new assets and expanding its geographic footprints through its strategic acquisitions. The company has one of the healthiest balance sheet in the sugar industry. It has withstood the vicious sugar industry downturns, which have bankrupted many of its competitors much better. Its current credit is a very high AA+ credit rating. This is the only sugar company with such a high credit rating. The company has some of the highest operating efficiencies. It has been able to successfully reduce its inventory. Also, it has very little bank borrowings, consequently amongst the lowest inventory carrying costs. Company businesses. Number 1. Sugar. Balrampur Chinni Mills Private Limited, a leading sugar manufacturing company in India, has been operating for over a century and is today a well-known brand name across the country. The company possesses the second largest sugar manufacturing capacity in India. Aggregate crushing capacity was 77,500 tons of cane per day at the close of the year under review. The sugar business is the largest within the company, generating value for downstream segments like ethanol and cogeneration. The company is respected for being among the most efficient sugar manufacturers in India. The company operates 10 manufacturing plants in Uttar Pradesh, proximate enough to generate economies of cane procurement by product utilization and logistics. Number 2. Distillery business. The company ventured into the distillery business in 1995, commissioning and expanding distilleries in 4 locations with an aggregate capacity of 560 kiloliters per day. The company is primarily engaged in the production of industrial alcohol and ethanol. It converts a large proportion of molasses into ethanol, enabling it to service OMC contracts in exchange for attractive realizations and margins. The company's Gularia distillery commenced operation in January 2020 with a production capacity of 160 kiloliters per day ethanol and through B-heavy and C-heavy molasses routes. Number 3. Cogeneration business. Since the company was established, a cumulative saleable cogeneration capacity of 175.7 megawatts has been commissioned. According to estimates, the company consumed 52% of this energy in the financial year 2021-2022 and exported the remainder to the state grid. Acquisition. Superior financials of the company has allowed the company to acquire multiple units regularly from other players in the very often beleaguered industry. In 1990, the company acquired a controlling stake in Babnan Sugar Mill Limited. The mill was expanded and modernized, resulting in an increased crushing capacity from 2,500 tons in 1992-93 to 10,000 tons presently. Later, in 1994, Babnan Sugar Mills Limited was merged with BCML. In 1998, BCML acquired a controlling stake in the Tulsipur Sugar Company Limited. Later, Tulsipur Sugar Company Limited was merged with BCML with effect from 1st April 1999. The crushing capacity of Tulsipur Sugar was subsequently expanded to 7,000 tons of cane per day. BCML acquired an integrated sugar unit at Rozagaon from Dhampur Sugar Mills Limited in 2006. The unit, capable of crushing 7,500 tons of cane per day and generating 12 megawatts of power, was expanding to 8,000 tons of cane per day, while its cogeneration capacity was enhanced to 25.75 megawatts. Indo-Gulf Industries Limited was acquired by BCML in 2007. The sugar division of IGIL merged with BCML on 24 June 2010 during the year 2017. BCML sold its entire stake in IGIL. ESG. While the sugar industry and distilleries are considered highly polluting, the company is investing in creating a sustainable model for the growth of its business. A typical sugar mill generates pollution in the following manner. The solid waste consists of boiler ash and sludge from the sugar effluent treatment plants, causing soil, air, water, and aesthetic pollution. Suspended particulate matter in the stack, as well as suspended particulate matter, nitrogen oxide, and sulfur oxide pollution effects that have been observed and attributed to acid rain. High decibel sound in the TG boiler, fiberizer, and mill areas causes hearing loss. Distillery spent wash, MEE condensate, reverse osmosis rejects, and blowdown water cause problems in company's distillery unit. Plant effluents, process condensate, surplus from the sugar plant, spray pond, cooling tower, and reverse osmosis reject cause problems in the sugar manufacturing process that might lead to less sugar production in the plant. The company's ESG framework is aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The company has adopted a sustainability appraisal system to ensure that it adopts sustainable practices in all aspects of the business. In addition, the company has also incorporated an environmental policy which provides a framework for the company's sustainability efforts at the local and global levels. The environmental policy ensures that environmental considerations form an integral part of all decisions made by the company. The company has invested in sustainable initiatives with the objective to moderate carbon footprint and costs and strengthen long-term sustainability. The focal point of company's operating policy is an integration through which the byproduct of one process serves as raw material for another. Over the years, the company has worked for bringing social and economic change to the underprivileged sections of the society in an equitable and sustainable manner, and for the enrichment of lives of communities by creating sustainable livelihoods, promoting education, healthcare, sanitation, and development of rural infrastructure and environmental sustainability. The company knows that good governance is a continuous exercise and is the guiding force for sustainable development. The company follows corporate governance rules and regulations to perform efficiently and ethically to generate long-term wealth and create value for all its stakeholders. Challenges that sugar industry faces in India. More raw materials and subsidies from the government for the sugar industry are coming, but there are challenges on the way. The Indian sugar industry is confronted with the following problems. The cost of sugar production in India is higher than the cost of production in other countries such as Brazil and Thailand. The high cost of raw materials is another factor that is driving up the cost of sugar production in India. Sugarcane is the main raw material used in the production of sugar. The price of sugarcane has been rising in recent years. The sugarcane pricing is a big political issue in most major sugar-producing areas. While Central announces an increase in the SAP every year, many states impose additional costs on the mills. The high level of government regulation is another challenge that the sugar industry in India faces. The Government of India imposes a number of restrictions on the sugar industry, including quotas on sugar production, export restrictions, and import tariffs. Balrampur has been able to meet these challenges much better than others through higher efficiencies and strong working capital management and very strong financials. It is perhaps one of the sugar companies with no cane arrears. Future prospects for the sugar industry in India. While the sugar industry has witnessed multiple ups and downs in the past, there have been problems relating to high sugarcane prices, political interference in the affairs of the industry and cane arrears, high interest rates. Things seem to be improving for the industry in the view of ethanol blending of petrol and viability in export of sugar. The sugar industry in India is expected to grow rapidly in the coming years. This growth is being driven by the increasing demand for sugar in the domestic and international markets. The Indian government is supportive of the sugar industry and is providing various incentives to encourage its growth. These incentives include financial assistance for the expansion and modernization of sugar mills, as well as subsidies for the purchase of sugarcane. The government is also providing assistance for the development of new sugarcane varieties that are more drought-resistant and have a higher yield. The major players in the sugar industry are investing heavily in the expansion and modernization plans. These investments will help to increase the industry's production capacity and improve its competitiveness in the global market. The major players in the sugar industry are investing heavily in the expansion and modernization. The global sugar prices are at the highest in the recent years. This has enabled mills to export without the need of government subsidies. The government has recently allowed mills to export up to 6 million tons of sugar. This would help them to reduce their inventories and improve their financial positions. Further, the ethanol blending in petrol has also come as a big boost to the sugar industry.